By many accounts, Coach, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Tennessee Titans. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go! Hey, come on!
On first down, Akers. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And
through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing, Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Another try after the first down sack. Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try the left side. Akers. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, Akers. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 12-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Broncos 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Akers. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Jones, and that is incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
And defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go.
And that's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. 53 yards. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. 22 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now. Jones hit, and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Titans, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away, take care of it, because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mariota now, complete to Bryant. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only give up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
He's crossing. He's checking crap. Check. Go.
Throwing, Jones. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jones throwing again. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Jones now operating from the gun. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 33. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. These two teams all tied after 1. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Now a give right side. Akers. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On second down now, Akers, and he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On third down, Akers. And the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Come on, set. Pittsburgh. 55. Right. Here we go, D. Get off the field. Slam, slam, slam. Jack.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Now a shotgun handoff to Hill. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Play fake. Mariota. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Man open, it's Moss complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Check 56. Watch the screen.
On first down, it's Moss. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, But also, when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, Mariota. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mariota. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Corey Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Elliott good with a PAT. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jones. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gill. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
1st down, Mariota. It's caught by Bryant. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there just before halftime. 66 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Flushed out right. And now he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. Marcus Mariota on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to regain the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. But now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jones operating from the gun. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun. Jones going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Jones, a final shot before break. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or count.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, it's Moss. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 yards on the pickup, but even after that, they're left with a 3rd and very long. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now, big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. They go play action. Mariota completes it to Davis. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Binds, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bradley Chubb able to record his 5th sack of the season.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Mariota to throw it. He completes it to Bryant. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mariota got his open man. It's Carr. And here he'll get it down to the 7. First target, first catch, and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
On 3rd down, Moss, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. It's kind of an interesting decision. 1-score game, 3rd quarter. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on the limb on this one and go for it. Here's why. If I set it up right now and go get the touchdown, I'm in firm control of this ball game, and my team has a ton of confidence. If I don't get it, hey, I rely on my defense. And if somehow they go downfield on me and score, so be it. I want to be in control and in firm control right now.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Nearly a huge return, as it is, still a very good one. 24 yards, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Mariota. Bryant has it. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. Mariota now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Incomplete in the end zone. Greedy Williams on the coverage.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On play action, Mariota. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Mariota again. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, 4th quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, spent time in the film room.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Read it well, and it's picked. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. And that's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now Jones. Looking deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
Back to throw. Jones. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
52's the mark, boy. 52. Here we go. Let's bring it.
Jones now from the gun. He'll throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Here's Jones. Going to throw again. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
A gain of 15. And the Broncos first down.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 16. Jones, the 20. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 27 yards there, a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll run on first down. Akers. Oh, no, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On 2nd and 12, Jones, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. McManus's point after is good, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moss. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. Complete to Bryant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Here's throw caught at about the 5. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Jones, operating from the gun. He completes this to Sutton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And nearly picked off there. And it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there. But even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Ian Thomas. And that'll make it 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Jones throwing on 1st down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 11, and that will write a finish to this ball game. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Tennessee, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10.